It's that time, everybody, and welcome in. A very good evening, everybody. Mayday here. It is time that we narrow our field of 24 down to the Elite 8 in the TGC Tours World Cup of his design. Our judges have been hard at work over the last couple of weeks. And I'll tell you what, these boys have not made our judges' jobs easy. It has come down to the wire in a lot of these matchups. I'm really excited to show this Elite 8 for you. We've got such a great crop of courses that made it through and just as good courses that are going to be going home tonight. But a lot of fun as we narrow it down and we get down to the nitty-gritty of this thing. I've been told I need to hurry this up so I don't get badgered by my Diamond Colors brethren if we start this thing at 7:01 instead of 7 o'clock. Oh, my God. But, yeah, let's cut right to the chase. Let's get down to it. How it is going to go down this evening. First off, we'll go through all of our round of 24 results. We'll reveal all of those, and then we'll come back through the bracket and reveal our round of 16 results. So, in the group stage, each course had the same 3 judges look at their courses. Now, in this second round of judging, 3 additional judges have looked at their courses. So now 6 of the same judges, 6 of our 12 judging panel have looked at these courses so far. Same 6 judges for each matchup. So we're basically doing a match play format here. Basically, whichever course got the higher score from that particular judge got that point. The first to 4 out of 6 points wins. If there is a tie, however, then we go back to each judge's scorecard, look at their holistic score based on the rubric, and whichever course had the higher average score will advance to the next round. So that's what we've got. This is how the bracket looks. Again, we've got our round of 24 qualifiers looking to make their way into the round of 16 to meet our group stage winners who each had byes into the Sweet 16. Oh, my goodness. You're too much, Eric. But there's a slideshow. We'll have this on YouTube afterwards. I can speak redneck for Terry later. But exactly. Alrighty. So with that, let's move on to our first matchup. We are up in the top left portion of the bracket. This is Ardfell, A. Granger's course, one of your wild cards out of Group C, going against your runner-up in Group B, Marlow Heath, by Brian Petty. Of course, we talked about Group C. I mean, it was the only group to get all 4 of its courses through to the knockout stage, while Marlow Heath was right there neck and neck with the Chutes in Group B. So, alrighty, guys. We're already seeing some votes for Marlow. What do we say in this matchup? What we're going to do, again, it was each the 6 votes. Whichever course the judge chose had the higher score, there'll be an X next to their name. Again, best 4 out of 6. Oh, you're going to have to add a couple more zeros to that, Nitro. All right, our first result of the night. Marlow Heath defeating Ardfeld by a count of 5-1. So Marlow Heath on through to the round of 16. It will be seen Bragg Highlands by Pithy Dr. G a little bit later on in the show. All right, our next matchup, we're moving down to L2 pod. This is Oak Bend Country Club against GC Champs. I've been told I've butchered the last name, so I'm not even going to try Amiobi. So go ahead and put the phonetic spelling in the chat. How about it? But Crazy got out as the wild card out of the A-B pod. Oak Bend was the runner-up in Group D. Really some interesting styles here. One more low-lying. Got your low-lying, whole bunch of retaining wall sawgrass field, more of the Arctic Fury fantasy style look in GC Champs. Already seen some different votes in Shulumanu. I hope that's close enough for you, Pithy. But All right, boys. What do we got? Oak Bend or GC? I've seen Oak Bend. I've seen GC. And the winner of this matchup is, hey, Dylan. Scoot's got Oak Bend by a nose. Maddie's got Champs. It is Oak Bend on a 5-1 result. That is through to the round of 16, and that will be the opponent for Reeb Dugan and Kukimbia Kwafizzi coming up a little bit later on this evening. All right, we jump over to the right side, staying in the top half of the bracket. Up in the top right-hand corner, this is No No Tempo by Ryan McConnell going up against Pinnacle Ridge by one Victor Lane, who has no confidence in his own course. But, I mean, you got to look at it this way, Victor. At least Pinnacle Ridge advanced further than Hallstatt. So you got that going for you. And I guess we can say the same for Rhino about No No Tempo. Did better than what Pax did last year. Two guys who didn't make the knockout stage, but do this time. Hey, Job. I will next contest I run, if you can't make the course name pronounceable, disqualified automatically. Let's see. I got a vote for Pinnacle in there. Victor had no confidence. He was voting No Potato. Scoot's got the potato chip. Let's see. What did the judges say on this one? Maddie's got the potato. And for all that you do, this spuds for you. No Tempo threw out a 5-1 result. it was... Is it, though? Was it, though? No. Still, congratulations to both courses. No going up against Job's course. Deschutes coming up a little bit later on in our show. All right. I will tell you right now, we are entering the what I called Pod R2, the right quadrant. And I will tell you, this pod was extremely closely contested. All throughout. Bretton's Bay by Maddie from Canada, jives with Coos Grounds Hannes. And I'll tell you right now, as we discuss this one, this got a lot of discussion in the judging war room, talking about a lot of planting style that Coos had. You got your beautiful clubhouse there in the background with the trailer. Certainly, Breton brought it with the scenery as well. I found that to be a very well-routed course. You've got the Ode to Jerry, the Chef's Kiss in there. I tell you what, a lot of judges were really happy with how Coos was routed, some of the interesting shots you could hit around there. And I'll tell you what, this was really, really close. In fact, it's our first tie of the night. 3-3 split. So it has come down to a tiebreaker. And again, the average holistic score of each one of the judges for these courses, that is who will move on to face Kachina Canyon Trail by Matt Fritsch. The winner on tiebreaker is Breton Bay. And look at how close that is. Less than 36 100ths of a point out of a 50-point scale. Breton Bay narrowly defeats Coos and is on through to the round of 16. So congratulations there. Jive, certainly nothing to hang your hat about. You see your score, you see the result there. Literally 1 point here or there was the difference to swing this match. All right, we jump to the bottom half of the bracket now. This is Pod L3. We've got Happy Camp Canyon by the CLV. He is going up against Tarraco Preserve. Craig was the runner-up in Group F. Tarraco, one of the two wild cards out of the GH pair. Guys took a little different style here. Amiobi said he really liked Tarraco and Manapee in the Happy Camp, I guess, for a lack of better words. Victor saying, we got a lot of split here. Tarako in Happy Camp. I'll tell you what, Tarako pulled in a lot of different scenes. If you think back through that course, it kind of starts in the field, works its way inland through the forest, then you come back out toward the cliffs. You got a really lovely section inland near the lake there, 12 through about 14. Then you come back out to the course. It pulls off a lot of different looks. Happy Canyon, certainly more continuous throughout the round. Some very fun greens. I still remember that thumbprint inside the Redan, which was one that I enjoyed. So, alrighty, I'm seeing a pretty even split in the chat. And the winner here, though, it wasn't an even split. It was unanimous. Happy Camp Canyon through to the round of 16, where it's going to go up against Group E champion Sussex Downs. 6-0 result. Happy Camp over Tarako Preserve. All right, moving over to the bottom left of the bracket, we've got Eusonia, Adam Grove, your reigning CC champion here, against the Dam's very own Rockman. Too bad his name isn't Dan. Baby Bull with Rocky Plateau. Eusonia, it was what you come to expect out of a Grovey course, kind of that low profile, understated, some cheeky strategy. The angles tend to reward more aggression than dissuading conservative play. I thought Rocky had a bit of that too, where the side of the fairway that you hit to mattered. And it was a course, I thought, Rocky, that was kind of chill for about 15 holes, and then you get up to the cliffs up around 16. You get 17, which we show you here on screen, and then you got the par 5 18th coming in as well. And I'm seeing a lot of Eusonia coming up through here. Grovery, it's Grovey, and let's see what we got here. Eusonia versus Rocky Plateau. The judges, it was a split decision, but Eusonia moving on over Rocky Plateau. And this will be who Petro will face a little bit later on, Camp Lonesome. I get Camp Lonesome and Cape Clements twisted up in my mind for some reason. But we'll get to both of those courses later on in this show. But Eusonia Links Grovey is through to the Sweet 16. Jumping back over to the right side. Hey, we're just talking about Cape Clements. Uvongo Beach. Boy, howdy. I tell you what, this was another pod that, I mean, the scores here were really, really good, I thought. And I think you could make a case. The winner of this match gets Strathlorn, B101's course. I thought this might have been, top to bottom, the most stacked pod in the entire knockout stage. Again, both of these guys, you talk about Heisenberg, he was one of the alternates, got in when Dario had to back out. Nitro got in. He was one of the, for lack of a better term, sponsor exemptions into the field based on what he did with Port Melbourne in the Dream Team contest. Both of them certainly lived up to earning their spots in the field. They put out great stuff. Amiobi said if you had Uvongo, a Platt player on that, Uvongo was screwed. Clements, it's a lot of split vote in the chat, and I'll tell you what, guys, it was split amongst the judges too. It's our second tie of the night. So again, we go back to the scorecards. 3-3. Which one had the higher average? By 27 100ths of a point, Cape Clements is through. So congratulations there. Actually, hold on. I want to double check something real quick once. I might have... Hold that thought. We might have a production error there. That one was really, really close. So I want to double check that one because the scores were really tight. I think Hans, I just want to make sure Hans didn't input the wrong scores on that one. So, hold tight. Because you can never trust Hans. I am conferring with the official spreadsheet. And my apologies, I do have that slide incorrect. It was Uvongo that had the 41.56 average. My apologies. There is a mistake in that slide. It is Uvongo Beach that is through. In fact, see how we can. So apologies. It is Uvongo. We will fix that. We will fix that slide. Either way, on to the round of. I apologize. We had that wrong. And that was just an input error on my part. So, but I can confirm that it was Uvongo that got through. Anyway, Barnegat Bay Montauk Field Club. It was an interesting battle here. It was, you got Chuck going against Dylan here. And again, these were courses that were similar styles. You think about it kind of in that, Martha's Vineyard, Long Island, Hampton sort of vibe. A little different styles. You got one going toward Rainer there in Barnegat Bay. You've got one going toward Ross in Montauk. Petro's saying Montauk. I'm seeing a lot of Montauk in the chat. Let's see what the survey says. Wasn't unanimous, but it was Montauk on through to the round of 24. Or round of 16, excuse me. So that, and again, we did have the bracket correct. Uvongo did get through on the tiebreaker. Cape Clements. We had the numbers transposed on that slide we showed previously, but 41.52 or 5.62 for Uvongo and 41.291 for Cape Clements. Still very close. Oh, well played. Well played, Amiobi. No, but if you're looking for someone to host Miss America, I mean, you know. Anyway, that is your Sweet 16 right there. And now we're going to run back through this and shred it down to 8. We go back up to the top left-hand corner. Another Petty versus Pithy showdown. Pithy, refresh my memory. Was this 2 years ago in the World Cup? Was this Shelter Island versus Karamuri? Yep. So they meet again around earlier this time. Again, Bragg was the champ in Group A, going for that northern lower peninsula of Michigan. I'm practically a Yooper, so I'm not going to call it Northern Michigan. I think of that as God's country above the bridge there. But certainly that style of vibe. You've got the Heath style vibe going for Brian Petty. Let's see. I'm seeing Bragg. Yobs has Marlowe. Matty has Marlowe. Scoot's thinking Bragg at a 4-2. It's God's country with Euchre. No doubt. And don't forget the pasties. Do not forget the pasties up in the UP. All right, here we go. Bragg Highlands against Marlowe. Jim saying Marlowe. McConnell staying along Keg Party lines. The winner here, I think Scoot had it right. 4-2 in favor of Bragg Highlands. So Bragg, score 1 for the Dam. On to the Elite 8. Who is he going to face? We've got Oak Bend Country Club against Kukembia Kwafizzi. First chance we get to look at Reeb Duke's course this evening. Reeb, your winner out of Group C. Again, Oak Bend making it through. A strong showing for him out of Group D. I'm seeing a lot of Kukembia in the chat. We'll see how this plays out. Sim is preserved. Kukembia, one of the favorites. Yeah, you guys had it right. Kukembia got through this one actually rather easily, a 5-1 result. So we've got an all-damn Elite Eight matchup. We've got Pithy Dr. G and Bragg Highlands going against Kukembia Kwafizzi and Reeb Duke. So there will be some damn representation in the Final Four. That is guaranteed. You know, Yobs, I could change Diamond Cutter's courses if you keep flapping like that. Alrighty, so we move over to the other half of the bracket. Deschutes River Club, Job going against the Hot Potato. And Ryan McConnell, I believe if Rhino gets through, this would be his deepest advancement in a World Cup contest, if memory does serve. I think you could say the same for Job as well. In this one, we're staying in the northwestern part of the country for this one. Manatee with a slight nod to no. It is Job's first contest. I would have lost a bar bet on that one, to be honest, considering how long you have been around. Dylan is saying no. J Ray's in love with both of these courses. Alrighty, let's see. Deschutes, no tempo. Last chance chat. Who do you have? It is Deschutes. Deschutes is through on a 5-1 result. So Job, first contest, walks in to the Elite Eight. Congratulations to him. Rhino, I think he said he was coming for Job earlier in the chat. It turned out the results went the other way. All right. Rounding out the top half of the bracket. So Deschutes is going to face the winner of this matchup. It is Breton Bay and Kachina Canyon Trail, Matt F27, your winner out of Group D. We've got 2/3 of the cluster represented in this matchup. I believe we both courses have odes to Jerry, if I'm not mistaken here. So I predict someone named Matt with an ode to Jerry Shields will get through on this matchup. So Matt, Fritsch is saying Breton. There's some guys saying Matt or Matt. Dylan, coin toss. Nitro, you have no clue. You are dead right. It's a tie. And now we know from earlier on that Breton Bay had an average of about 40.97 because it won the tiebreaker with Coos. So it comes down to, what did Kachina Canyon score on average on the judges' score sheet? Who is moving on to the Elite Eight? Survey says by less than 16 100ths of a point. And this one is correct. I can confirm that 100%. It is Breton Bay, a 3 seed out of Group B, moving on to the Elite Eight. Our first non-group winner to advance. But as you can tell, now remember, Coos had an average of about 40.6. This was so incredibly close. And if the vote had just flipped one way, if Coos had gotten the nod over Breton, then Kachina would have had the nod over Coos. It was just that. This pod was by far the most hotly contested from all 3 courses, top to bottom. And again, no shame bowing out. Looking at these scores, looking at these results, that's just how tight the match was. All right, we jump over to the bottom half of the bracket now. This is your champ out of Group E, Digital Bunny. First chance we've had a look at Sussex Downs this evening. And oh my goodness, are we seeing the Sussex love in the chat already? Going up against Happy Camp Canyon. I tell you what, before we reveal the result, again, I think I said it back in the group stage results show. I mean, CLV proved he's more than just an RCR designer. He's got some real good fantasy courses out there. In fact, Old McDonald I saw the other day, he's working on a revamp of that one. That one holds a special place in my heart, maybe because I shot a 55 and ended up taking a top 5 in what used to be known as the Euro Tour back in the TGC 1 days. But this was a very fine fictional track by CLV. But then you've got the quirky, the bold, the Sussex, everything about it. And I am seeing a lot of Sussex love in the chat. And the winner of this matchup, and chat, the judges agree with you. As good as CLV's course was, it was Sussex Downs taking this one in a unanimous decision, 6-0. So, who's Sussex going to face? You got Eusonia, Lynx, and Camp Lonesome. And I found this matchup to be pretty interesting as well, because both courses very low profile, kind of subtle in the sculpting, but angles, strategy mattered. They took a little different take on the lighting. You don't have your glory low, golden hour lighting on either of these courses. Really just trying to let the course do a lot of the talking, and I thought they did really well for the most part here. Let's see. Dylan, no faith in his fellow lad, calling it a coin toss. I'm seeing some Camp Lonesome here. He calls it 4-2 in favor of Lonesome. I'm seeing a lot of love for Camp Lonesome. Maybe it's that recreational pharmaceuticals you can get in the shed out there. Hey, Jack, even saying Petro. Let's see what we got. Dylan called it. So did Scoot. 4-2 in favor of Camp Lonesome. So it's going to be Camp Lonesome. How can you go against the Meth Shack? 4-2 Lonesome over Eusonia and into the round of 8. Alrighty. So, and further proof, there you see it. We had the slide right for this round. Uvongo, Strathlorn, B101, first chance we've had a look at him. He was your winner out of Group F. Dylan has the feels that Ben may go all the way. Petra already tried to bribe the judges with some stuff to alter their brains while they adjudicate the round of 8 matchup. Nitro certainly feeling like he's up against it in this matchup. And again, we saw, I mean, we looked at the score earlier, even though some dum-dum typed it wrong into the panel. It was a 41.5 that Uvongo scored. So bear that in mind as we reveal this result, which was unanimous in favor of Strathlorn. And that, Nitro, that is not an indictment on your course. It was fabulous. Again, as I said earlier on, I think you put Strathlorn, you put Uvongo, and you put Cape Clements in different brackets, and I could see all 3 of them coming out very easily. There was just so much class in this pod. It was kind of painful to send one of these guys home. I certainly would not hang your head over this result. In fact, I will give a slight peek behind the curtain as I look back at my notes. There were a number of these, a few of these ballots that were fairly close. I mean, within a couple of points. So it was a 6-0 result, but it wasn't like it was an exact whitewashing here. So congrats to you, Nitro, on a very nice course. Okay, our last one for tonight, boys. Montauk Field Club, Harrier Creek. Our first look at Cendre this evening. I will say this one was another one that came down to splitting hairs, and even on Sunday when we were finalizing the scores, there was a lot of talk about this matchup in the judging panel. Things that they loved about both of these courses, things they thought could have been better. Really splitting hairs because, again, these two courses scored out very, very well. Montauk, I mean, he went for the Ross vibe here. A lot of fun, a lot of interest. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Yob's saying 4-2 in favor of Harrier. We're getting a lot of votes here in the chat either way. And I'll tell you what, I made a hint to this in Damn Chat earlier to those guys. We had more matches end up in tie scores than we had end up in unanimous results. This was another one of those cases. 3-3 draw. So, comes down to the tiebreaker. Who had the higher score? Is it Cendre getting Ben, or is it Dylan? By less than 0.2 of a point, Cendre is through to the final 8. And I tell you what, there was some very lively debate in the war room about this matchup. Judges pulling hard for both of these courses, and I think you could argue for both of these designers, for Cendre and for Dylan. It might be their best work. Cendre, I think it may be his best course. For Dylan, I put this right up there with Quincy Downs. I loved Quincy Downs in last year's major. I really loved Montauk as well. And again, when we get to this stage of the contest, really, there is no shame whatsoever. I would say any of the courses got eliminated tonight. They got eliminated by pure class, and there's nothing to hang your hat on. So there we have a look at the bracket as it stands. Final 8. We've got Bragg Highlands against Kakembia Kwafizzi up top. It will work its way. The winner of that match works its way to the Final 4 against either Sussex Downs or Camp Lonesome. On the right side of the draw, you've got the Chutes River Club going against Breton Bay, and Strathmore against Harrier Creek. Boys, just before we even get into predictions, just take a look. Take a look at these courses. I look at that. I just put yourself in the judge's shoes for a moment and think of what we've got to go through for the next couple of weeks here. I mean, we're going down to the molecule when it comes to splitting the hairs in this contest, and it's it's going to be extremely fun to watch. Now, I want to throw it out to you, chat, and I'll throw a little blurb up on the forums as well. How you'd like us to handle going forward. We've got a little tent pole in there where, for us as judges, where we're supposed to have our round of 8 results in before we give the Final 4 another round of scrutiny and boil it down to the winner. We could shoot to do a round of 8 results show maybe around next Saturday. So what would that be? That would be the 8th, I believe, May 8th. Or we could do it all in one fell swoop. Final 8, work our way to a champion, also announce the champion of the side contest in a big extravaganza on May the 15th. So So any input appreciated. You want to go 2 shows, you want to have one big one at the end, knowing that you may have to wait a little longer for results if we do one big Final 8 results show at the end. Seeing a lot of one. That's what she said. That is what she said. So, anyway, let's take a closer look at the matchups here. But I'm seeing a lot of let's do one big shebang for the Final 8, so we may just do that. Give our judges a little more time and wait to see when the white smoke pours out and the new pope has been elected. So there you go. We got Bragg Highlands and Kimbia Quafizzi, an all-dam quarterfinal matchup against Sussex Downs and Camp Lonesome. Deschutes against Breton Bay, which, I mean, again, this is a course that did not even win its own group, didn't even advance directly out of the knockout round, or to the knockout rounds. Now, I will say, the one note I'll make here, you'll see B1 versus B3, Deschutes against Breton. They did face each other earlier in the contest, but remember here, in group stage, the courses were reviewed and scored by 3 of our 12 judges. As we get to the Elite 8 round of the contest, all 12 of our judges will have a look, and all 12 of our judges will have a say in this result. So, just because Deschutes beat Breton earlier doesn't automatically mean that is going to be the result coming up in this round. In fact, I know a course a couple of years ago that might have finished second in group stage and went on to win the whole thing. Maybe brought a flood of emotions. Someone might call it a dirty holeback, but a Twitter poll. Too soon, Reeb? But I got to go back and check this, too. The interesting thing with Reeb, I do believe, I want to say now, he will be the only person who has made the round of 8 in all 4 renditions of the World Cup. I believe that to be true, because he was in the Final 4 in the first one, in the Final 4 in the second. I believe round of 8 last year. So he's back there again, and that will be certainly one of the storylines we follow. You've got B101, your runner-up from last year. He's still alive. You got a couple of World Cup rookies here with Job and with Maddie from Canada. You've got Petro making a deep run. I think this is the deepest run we've seen out of Digital Bunny. Sindre, he was knocking on the door. He was the runner-up in the CC last year. Boy, there are lots of storylines that we are going to be... Yes, the rookie Andre in name only, certainly not in experience. He is a contest maiden, but he certainly knows his way around the designers. So that's going to wrap it up again. Nitro Heisenberg. Sincere apologies for that snafu. I can assure you that Uvongo was the winner there. And again, my apologies. That was my input entry in the slideshow screw-up. So that one completely 100% on me. And I hate that slide slipped through. I apologize for that. But seeing a lot of love for one final result show coming up, and if we do that, it'll be somewhere around May 15th. Oh, look at the gifted subs coming in from Victory Lane Sports. Love to see it. Trey's getting one, Petty getting one, Jamie getting one, Trees getting one, Nerds for Eternity also getting one. And Nitro, you are correct. For full disclosure, I had run the numbers previously. The result would have, the winner of the round of 16 match would have been the same, regardless of which of the 2 of those courses did get through. So, all right, guys, go ahead and I invite you to stick around. We are going to take a short pause. Oh, my goodness, another 5-pack of subs coming in. Thank you. Victory Scottish, MVP Manatee, D-Dix, Jagman getting a sub, Petro getting a sub. Thank you all very much. We're going to pause the stream quickly. I'm going to hop in Discord, get ready for the Diamond Cutters. We got a couple of nice courses coming up for you there in less than 5 minutes' time. We're going to be doing Nulla Nulla and Jen's Point coming up. We are going to pause this stream just very momentarily, get you signed up for Diamond Cutters in just a couple of moments. Stick around. We'll be right back.